The first thing she noticed was the silence. Not the peaceful kind, the kind that hums under your skin, like something is waiting. The resort was supposed to be alive. Music, laughter, clinking glasses by the pool. But tonight, the beach stretched out like a secret, the waves whispering under a moon too bright to be innocent. She stepped onto the sand barefoot, heels dangling from her fingers. Bad idea, she muttered to herself. But she kept walking. Because sometimes, bad ideas feel like freedom. She hadn't come here for anything serious. That's what she told herself when she booked the last-minute ticket. No expectations. No attachments. Just a week away from everything she didn't want to feel anymore. No past. No future. Just now. The ocean breeze lifted her hair, wrapping around her like a promise she didn't quite trust. That's when she saw him. He was standing near the water, sleeves rolled up, staring out into the dark horizon like he belonged to it. Not scrolling on his phone. Not drinking. Not even moving. Just there. Like he was waiting. Or hiding. Or both. She should have turned back. She knew that. But something in her chest tightened instead. Curiosity. Danger. Or maybe loneliness dressed up as courage. She walked closer. You always walk alone at night? His voice came before she reached him. Low. Calm. Too calm. She froze for a second. Then smirked. Only when I'm trying to avoid people asking questions. He turned slowly. And for a moment, everything else disappeared. He wasn't just attractive. There was something sharper about him. Eyes that didn't just look at you, they studied you. Like he was already 5 steps ahead in a conversation that hadn't even started. Good, he said. Because I don't have answers. She let out a soft laugh. Perfect. I don't have questions. They stood there in silence again. But this time, it wasn't empty. It was charged. I didn't catch your name, he said after a moment. She tilted her head. You're not supposed to. A pause. Then, unexpectedly, he smiled. All right, he said. No names. No names, she agreed. No stories, he added. No past. No future. She met his gaze, heartbeat just a little faster now. Just tonight. Something shifted between them. Not romance. Not yet. Something more dangerous. Walk? He asked. She should have said no. She didn't. The sand was cooler now, the tide creeping closer as they moved along the shore. Far from the lights. Far from anyone who might recognize them. Or remember them. You always this mysterious, she teased. Only when it matters. And does it matter tonight? He glanced at her. Too quickly. Too intensely. It might. That answer lingered longer than it should have. They reached a stretch of beach where the resort lights couldn't touch them anymore. Just moonlight. And shadows. This is where a smart person turns back, she said. And are you smart? She smiled faintly. Not tonight. He stepped closer. Not touching. Just enough that she could feel the heat of him. The air shifted again. Thicker. Slower. You trust strangers easily, he said. I don't trust you, she replied. Then why are you still here? She met his eyes. And for the first time, there was no smirk. No joke. Just truth. Because I want to be. Something flickered in his expression. Gone as quickly as it came. Careful, he said quietly. Why? Because people who want things usually regret them. She stepped closer. Now they were inches apart. Close enough that the sound of the waves blurred into the background. Close enough that everything felt louder. Then maybe, she whispered, I'm here to regret something. For a moment. He didn't move. Didn't speak. Didn't even breathe, it seemed. Then his hand lifted slightly. Not touching her face. Just hovering. Like even he wasn't sure if crossing that line was a mistake. And then. Footsteps. They both turned sharply. Someone was there. At the edge of the shadows. Watching. The moment shattered. Friend of yours? She asked, voice low. No. But his tone had changed. Completely. Tension snapped tight in the air. The figure stepped closer. Slow. Deliberate. Not drunk. Not lost. Intentional. We should go, he said quietly. But he didn't move. Why? She asked. He didn't answer. The stranger stopped just a few meters away. Face still hidden in darkness. But the presence. Cold. Heavy. Wrong. You shouldn't be here, the man said. Not to her. To him. And suddenly, everything about this night shifted. No names, she whispered, barely audible now. No rules, he replied. But this time, it didn't sound freeing. It sounded like a warning. The stranger took another step forward. Moonlight finally touching his face. And the man beside her went completely still. You, he muttered. Not fear. Not exactly. But something close. What's going on? She asked. No answer. Just one word from the stranger. Found you. Her pulse spiked. This wasn't random. This wasn't chance. And the man she had just trusted. The man with no name. Had secrets. Dangerous ones. He grabbed her wrist suddenly. Not rough. But urgent. Run. She didn't hesitate. They ran into the darkness. Away from the beach. Away from the stranger. Away from whatever truth was chasing them. But one thought burned in her mind as her heart pounded. Who was he? And why did it feel like she had just stepped into something she couldn't escape? They reached the edge of the forest where the trees thinned out, and the back road to the resort came into view. Dim lights flickered in the distance. Civilization. Safety. An exit. She exhaled in relief. We made it. Not yet, he cut in quietly. Her chest tightened again. He stepped slightly in front of her now, his posture shifting, protective, alert, ready. That's when she heard it. A car engine. Low. Slow. Approaching. Headlights sliced through the darkness, sweeping across the trees. And stopping. Right on them. Damn it, he muttered. The car door opened. The same man from the beach stepped out. Calm. Unhurried. Serving. Told you, the man said, his voice carrying easily through the night. You don't run from me. Her grip on his hand tightened instinctively. Stay behind me, he whispered. For the first time. She didn't argue. The stranger took a few steps closer, hands casually in his pockets, like this was nothing more than a conversation he'd been meaning to finish. You're making this harder than it needs to be, the man said. No, he replied coldly. You are. A faint smile touched the stranger's lips. Still stubborn, he said. Some things don't change. Her eyes flicked between them. You know him, she whispered. I used to, he said. The past hung in the air between them. Heavy. Unfinished. Who is he? She asked. This time. He answered. Someone I trusted. The stranger let out a soft chuckle. Trusted, he repeated. That's one way to put it. Why is he after you? She pressed. Silence. Then the truth came. Quiet. Sharp. Because I walked away, he said. The stranger's expression darkened slightly. You didn't walk away, the man corrected. You ran. And I'd do it again, he shot back. A tense pause. Then, the stranger's gaze shifted to her. And you, he said, studying her now, you're new. Her pulse spiked. She has nothing to do with this, he said immediately. Maybe, the man replied. But she's here now. The implication hit hard. Danger wasn't just around her anymore. It had noticed her. Let her go, he said, voice firm. The stranger tilted his head slightly. Why? He asked. So she can forget you? A beat. She won't, the man added calmly. Something in that statement felt certain. She swallowed. Please, he said to her now, softer. Go. Her chest tightened. No, she said. Both men looked at her. I'm not leaving like this, she continued, voice steadier than she felt. Not without knowing the truth. A flicker of something, respect? Frustration passed through his eyes. You don't need the truth, he said. I want it. Silence. Then, he exhaled slowly. I used to work with him, he said. Things went bad. Lines got crossed. The stranger smirked. You mean you grew a conscience, he said. Or maybe, he replied, eyes hard now, I realized I didn't want to become you. That landed. The air shifted again. You think you're better, the stranger asked quietly. I know I'm different. A long pause. Then, the stranger sighed. Last chance, he said. Come back. End this the easy way. No. No hesitation. No doubt. Just one word. Final. The man's expression hardened. Then we're done here. He reached into his jacket. Her breath caught. But before anything could happen, a sudden noise cut through the tension. Voices. Distant. But getting closer. Security. Resort staff. Someone must have noticed something. The stranger stilled. For the first time, there was hesitation. He glanced toward the approaching lights, then back at them. This isn't over, he said quietly. Then, he stepped back, turned, and disappeared into the darkness as quickly as he had appeared. The tension snapped. Her knees nearly gave out. He caught her before she could fall. For a moment, they just stood there, breathing, alive. It's over, she whispered. He shook his head slightly. Not really. But his voice had softened. The danger had passed. For now. The approaching voices grew louder. We should go, she said. He nodded. They walked back toward the resort together. Slower this time. Quieter. The lights felt different now. Too bright. Too normal. Like the night they had just lived didn't belong here. They stopped just before reaching the main entrance. This was it. The end of the night. No names, she said softly. He looked at her. Really looked at her. For the first time. There was no distance. No walls. Yeah, he said. No rules, she added. A faint smile. Just one night. Silence settled between them. But this time, it wasn't heavy. It was real. Are you going to disappear now? She asked. He hesitated. Probably, he admitted. She nodded slowly. It hurt more than she expected. Figures, she said lightly, trying to hide it. He stepped closer. Hey, he said. She looked up. Some things are better as moments, he added quietly. not stories. Her chest tightened. Maybe, she said. A pause. Then, she leaned in. Not rushed. Not desperate. Just honest. Their lips met. Soft at first. Then deeper. Like everything they hadn't said found its way into that one moment. No past. No future. Just now. When they pulled apart. The world felt quieter. Take care, he said. You too, she replied. And just like that, he turned and walked away. No name. No explanation. Just a memory that would stay longer than it should. She stood there for a while, watching until he disappeared into the crowd. And even when he was gone, she could still feel it. That night. That danger. That connection. A story with no beginning. No ending. Just one wild, unforgettable night.